The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. So first, I want you guys to watch the video. Some of you might already know what happened, but some people might not have seen this. So recently at TwitchCon, a popular streamer that goes by the name Emiru was assaulted by a random guy. And there were so many things that failed to happen to protect this streamer that it is not surprising to me why a lot of streamers are turning down coming to these Twitch events, are turning down these meet and greets, because the dangers that are here are very, very real. So let's watch the video right now so I can show you guys how scary this actually is. Watch what he's doing afterwards. He tries to go back to Emiru. The security guard that got in the way between her and the assaulter was her bodyguard. It wasn't Twitch's bodyguard. It wasn't anything like that. This man was able to walk up to Emiru, grab her, try to kiss her, and was also able to leave that situation without getting cuffed, grabbed, or anything. He was able to walk away, and it wasn't until hours after that he was quote-unquote banned from Twitch. And apparently he was only banned for like 30 days, and it wasn't until Emiru and her management voiced their concerns that that was changed into a permaban. And I don't know how to express how sickening and how terrifying this could be to any person. This could have been so bad. I am so glad that she had her own personal security there that was able to get her out of that situation. That 6-foot giant big ass man came and grabbed her. Emiru is not strong enough to get away from that man. I have literally no words to express how terrifying that could be. And to know that the organization that invited you to be here is not taking the proper precautions to make sure that you are safe is so maddening. I do not know how you are able to function. She is a better person than I. She has better mental fortitude than I do, because I swear to you, I would not be able to function after that. I would have left. I would have been writing things on Twitter saying, do not support TwitchCon. They don't support me. They don't care about me. I would have been saying everything. And if you're in a space, an environment like that, and it's not as if Twitch doesn't know, Twitch is very aware of the recent situation that happened, and Twitch is also very aware of the very heated and tense atmosphere in the community right now. Wouldn't you as an organization, wouldn't you as a con put measures in place to make sure the people who you are inviting at the bare minimum have good security? And I don't want to hear people say, oh, it might be a money issue, they can't afford it. No, they can. They can 100% afford that. They can 1050% afford having security for every single one of the invited guests that they invited. That's not a if, maybe, could. That should have been a standard. And then after a Twitch streamer was off on your platform, you didn't take this as an opportunity to up your security? That's actually sickening to me. It's actually sickening to me. And apparently when this happened to Emiru, it wasn't taken seriously. Staff and whatever weren't on top of their game. They weren't trying to get this guy. They weren't trying to make sure that this guy was out, because after this we see in someone else's stream that the person who assaulted Emiru is able to walk away from the situation without anyone grabbing him. And I'm going to show you that right now. Ask Mr. B. Actually, at this point, probably Mr. Beast would have been better support for Emiru than TwitchCon themselves. You're probably right. Mr. Beast probably would have had something on that. So this is a video of the man leaving. Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome to the matcha boxes. Matcha boxes for safekeeping, not for eating. Welcome, MP Legacy. Welcome, welcome. Watch this video of the assaulter walking away from the scene of the crime with nobody stopping him. This is him. Oh wait, you guys can't see. Fudge. Hold on. I'm small. Okay. You guys can see now? Yeah. You guys can see now. Okay. Okay. Now look. This is him. Boom. Literally able to walk away, no problem. Like, how in any world does that make sense that the assaulter was able to walk away as if nothing had happened? That's insanity. That's actually crazy. That's actually insane that happened. He was not held by security. The police were not called. You know, her old favorite bodyguard isn't allowed at TwitchCon because he grabs some. I know, I heard about that recently. It is crazy to me that, again, let me just say this. It is crazy to me that this man was not held by security. Police weren't called on him. He was not detained. He was not arrested. None of that happened. And I am sitting here like, oh, so we just don't care about women. I feel like I feel like people aren't taking it seriously because she didn't get physically harmed. And this is where this is a problem. You're going to wait until something irrevocable happens where you cannot change it. Like, what if he had stabbed her? What if he had actually kissed her? What if he injected her with something? There are so many dangerous what ifs that you can put down the line in that situation, and it's not going to end well. In this one situation, it ended well because he was not able to do anything to her. But because there was nothing, but because she wasn't physically harmed, people are not taking it seriously. It wasn't until it was put on the internet and people were talking about it and pushing the narrative that this is dangerous that Twitch started to take it seriously and talking about, oh, we're investigating it, we take it very seriously. I saw the CEO, we're going to get to that, even talking about it recently. And as MP Legacy just said, Emiru has had her personal bodyguard from the jump. And the last time a stalker was trying to get close to her, her bodyguard stopped him physically by grabbing him. And instead of dealing with the stalker, Emiru's bodyguard was banned from the event. Insanity. Honestly, at that point, I would have probably never went back to that event because obviously you are telling me that you do not care for my safety. That's 100% what that is telling me. If you're banning my security guard from doing his job, you do not care about my security. And I really do hope Emiru never goes back to TwitchCon because at the end of the day, TwitchCon does not care about Emiru's safety. And they proved that to her by her having to be the one, her and her manager have to be the one that is pushing for this man to get a permaban. It proved it to me when the staff didn't take it seriously. They proved it to me when there was no staff and there were no guards around her area, even though they knew the situation has been tense. They proved it to me when no one followed this man to try and stop him from leaving the event so that they could get police there to handle the situation. They proved it to me time and time again that they did not care about this girl's safety. They could have cared less if anything happened. What they do care about is the optics and how bad it looks on them now. And because it looks bad on them now, they're trying to do cleanup. And you cannot tell me they're not trying to do cleanup, because they had the chance before Emiru posted to put in a statement. And oh, let me read you guys. Let me read to you what the statement that they put out was. I need to read that. The safety and security of all those attending TwitchCon is our highest priority. The behavior displayed by the individual involved in the incident yesterday involving a high-profile streamer was completely unacceptable and deeply upsetting. In line with existing TwitchCon security protocols, law enforcement and event security were on site and responded to the incident. We immediately blocked this individual from returning to the TwitchCon premises, and they were banned indefinitely from TwitchCon. This was a lie. This right here, that they were banned indefinitely from Twitch, was a lie. They was only banned for 30 days, which Emiru did confirm that he was only banned for 30 days, and it was after Emiru and her manager were pushing that he got an indefinite ban. That was a lie. So, both online and in-person events. We are coordinating with the impacted creators team, and per our standard protocols continue to cooperate with any law enforcement investigations. We have increased security and the meet and greet attendee check-in point, and will have additional security personnel surrounding participating streamers. If you RSVP'd for a meet and greet, please note that we are unable to accommodate +1s for the remainder of the event. Twitch has a zero tolerance for harassment or acts that inhibit the safety and security of our team. I also believe that your zero tolerance is a lie. If you have a zero tolerance for it, you would have not let that man walk away from the scene. You would have never allowed that man to walk away from the scene. If you are so committed to security, why were there no security at her booth? And if you're going to tell me you can't give all streamers security, that is a lie. Especially if it is streamers that you yourself invited. You invited them to do meet and greets. Why would you not provide security for the people that you invited to do meet and greets? These people have thousands of people in their chat constantly. Why would you not have security for them? It's giving dumb. It's giving badly planned. It's giving I'm an idiot. Boo hoo hoo. No, actually, he did deserve 1,000 lashes. And this post got noted, community noted. Twitch allowed the assailant to walk away originally and was only pressured to apprehend him, where him until what? This is a weird sentence. Twitch allowed the assailant to bypass several barriers and creator lines. Emiru's tweet, let's go to this. And let's see what Emiru says in this whole situation. People have to get security because security is not provided for them. That is why they get security. If I'm a high profile guest, I'm not going to go anywhere without security. First of all, let's take this for instance. If Beyonce is going somewhere, Beyonce has her personal bodyguard, but wherever the event she's going at also has bodyguards at the event. They also have security at the event, because it is the event's responsibility to make sure it is secure for the people you're inviting. Whether the person has a bodyguard or not, you need to make sure your event is secure, especially if you're inviting high profile people. And yes, streamers are high profile at this point. If you have 9,000 to 10,000 people watching you on a daily basis, yes, you are high profile. You are actually high profile. And it's actually insane that people think that, oh, it's a streamer, blah, blah, blah. It's not that serious. No. That is why it is serious. And we need to take it serious. And when we don't take things seriously, that is when unavoidable things or unchangeable things happen. The worst happens when we take things lightly. And this is something that I want people to instill in their hearts. What happened to Emiru was in some ways, I don't even want to say that. I think it is a blessing that nothing happened to her. I think it's a blessing that she is able to walk away physically okay. But I know mentally it is fucking with her. Sorry, I could have stopped myself from cursing. I know mentally she is not okay. I really do hope that at least the female streamers, if they're going to high profile events like this, they always have their own security detail, because it proves time and time again that their safety is never taken into consideration. Make sure you have your security guards, and also remember that the male streamers walk with their security guards every time. Do you see the men that walk with Speed? Speed does not play. You see the size of do you see the size of his bodyguards? Always with him. Do not play about your safety, because people will play about you. I'm obviously shaken up by what happened, and it's not the first time I've dealt with something like this. But to tell you honestly, I am a lot more hurt and upset by how Twitch handled it during and after the fact. Like I said, I don't understand how he was allowed to make it to me in the first place. The security in the clip who reacts is my own security. It's true, my favorite and usual security guard was banned for holding a stalker's arm to bring him to police at a past TwitchCon, which we spoke about previously, right? However, there were at least 3 or 4 other TwitchCon security staff in the area who did not react, and that is what is painful. There were other TwitchCon security there, and they did not react. They did not do anything. They allowed it to happen. They allowed the man to walk away. Now tell me, if you're a streamer and you see this happen, y'all gonna be cool with it? Because I would not be. As you can see in the clip, since they don't even appear in the frame, I didn't even know that the security guards were around. If you didn't tell me, Goody, I would not know. I would not know. The woman who is walking me away is my own personal manager. Everybody who is taking care of Emmy, every person in that video who is showing care and interest in Emiru and making sure she's okay is her own people. Twitch don't give a shit. Twitch staff did not give a shit. So maybe it's a problem with how they were trained to deal with these situations, but they had zero reaction. Ooh, and that's crazy. And behind the booth, the only 2 people who were checking on me and comforting me were her and my friend. None of the TwitchCon staff came to ask what happened or if I was okay. Could you imagine? Could you imagine at an event I was invited to? No one came to check up on me to make sure I'm okay. And I know people heard about it, because that must have gone around like wildfire. The security guard saw it happen. Nobody don't come check up on me. Nobody brings me a water. Nobody comes and say, yo, what happened? Tell us, whatever. Okay, we need to go on a manhunt. We need to find this person. Nothing. None of that happens here. My friend who was present told me Twitch security were also behind the booth afterwards, joking. That is actually terrifying. That is actually terrifying. I got assaulted and you're joking about it. You're laughing in my face about me getting assaulted. I would crash out. I keep saying this. She is a better woman than me. I would have crashed the fuck out. I would be so crash out, it would not be funny. You're joking at me. You're joking about me right now. Oh, it's so up. About how they didn't even see what happened and immediately laughing and moving on to talking about something else. They found me getting assaulted funny. Could you imagine how demeaning, how terrifying that is? Because you know now that the people who are tasked to protect you do not see your well-being as important. Because if you're laughing at me getting assaulted, you do not care about my well-being. You find it funny that I'm being assaulted. I feel like we have lost the plot. I feel like we never had the plot, actually. We never had it. So if no one was checking if I was okay, or if I needed anything and they let the guy run away, away initially, I have no idea what anyone hired to keep the event safe was doing. You see all the LOLs that she's putting throughout her statement. I do this all the time when I'm talking about serious stuff either. I do it as a way to lighten things up, to not make it seem so serious. Like, it is very serious, but you feel like if you put a LOL, it's like, okay, it's really bad, but I'm trying to make it not seem that bad. Like, I'm crashing out and I'm really stressed, but LOL, you know? I don't know if that's the way she's using it, but that's the way I use it. And when I see it, I'm like, damn, girl, same. In Twitch statement, they said that the guy was immediately caught and detained. I'm sorry, but that is a blatant lie. Period. Call them on it. Hold them accountable. Make sure that everybody knows. Blatant lie. On God. Thank you. He was allowed to walk away from my meet and greet, which we saw. Guys, we literally saw this man. We saw him walk away. And I didn't hear he was caught until hours after he attacked me. You know what this means? The man could have walked away, went to somebody else's booth, and did the same exact thing that he did to Emiru, but it could have been deadly. Are you sick? That's actually so crazy. And if allegedly the weapon he had on him allegedly was actually a knife, allegedly, could you imagine the danger he could? How did he get in with a weapon? Wait, what? Actually, what? If, and I say if he actually had a weapon, oh my goodness, how did he get in with a weapon? Hello? I just realized how crazy what I'm saying is right in this moment. If he actually had a weapon, if he actually had a knife, how? Guys, actually, no, seriously, how did he get in? How is he in there with a weapon? What? They failed on so many fronts. If that actually was a weapon, they failed so hard. It's that is okay. I just realized how crazy what I was saying was. Oh my God. How would you get into this high profile event with literally high profile people at every single corner of the event with a weapon? I'm confused. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck is happening, guys. They're crazy. Okay, let me continue. I crashed out a little bit. I had to bring it back. Because I was just like, whoa. Hold up. I'm confused. Okay. Where was I? Okay, right here. And it felt like this only happened because of my manager pressing for it, as we did say before. Not because TwitchCon staff present thought it was a big deal. So yeah, as we said before, the only reason that they took it seriously and tried to catch the man hours after, not immediately, hours after, was because Emiru and her team was pressing for it. Not because Twitch saw it as a necessity. I have a lot more I want to say, but I will say it on stream later today instead of writing a book on here, which, girl, definitely you need to take your rest after something like that happened to you. Thank you guys again. Sorry you all had to see that. This is definitely my last TwitchCon. Period. They couldn't pay me enough to go back to this. And it saddens me to say, as a 10-year off and on attendee of TwitchCon, I think other creators should seriously consider not attending in the future. I actually said this is what I would do. If it was me, I would have left TwitchCon immediately after that event. I would have probably started a stream. I would have talked about the situation. I would literally say I am never going back there. I would tell people not to go. I would tell all my friends not to go. I'd crash out. Bro, this is why you need good managers, because a good manager would have taken my phone away and say, you're not doing that. You need to calm down. And I feel like Emiru has a good manager. I don't think that her manager is the one that is making her be rational. But I do think her manager is good because she has been pressing for things and trying to make sure that Emiru is okay, safe, and whatever. So kudos to the manager, kudos to the security guard that was able to catch it in time and stop things from getting worse. Kudos to the security guard for getting in between him and Emiru and making sure that the man never got close to her again. Kudos to y'all for being there and taking care of her well-being, because obviously Twitch did not give two shits. Last but not least, I did not feel cared for or protected, because you weren't, babes. Even bringing my own security and staff, I can't imagine how creators without those options would feel. As again I said, creators bring security guards because they have to, because Twitch does not provide them. And if you don't got the money for it, you don't get security. And security ain't cheap. Stay safe, y'all. Everything is going to be okay. It will be, Emmy. And I am very glad that you won't be going to another TwitchCon. But I am very sorry that this is something that you had to go through. And I really do hope that it's not something that you will have to go through ever again.